Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown picks and predictions for Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right. Previous day's results. We go 2-4 on the day with one game still ongoing. The D-backs money line looks dead. The over 8.5 runs looks pretty good. So if I had to guess, we're going to go 3-5 total on the day, bringing our season record to 50-50. Again, I lose all four of my money line bets unless the D-backs have a miracle comeback. Lesson to learn on this channel: fade the money lines, only take the over-unders. That is currently what we're rocking with. I'm going to recap these games and we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. So do not be fooled by the winners tab and then seeing Toronto Blue Jays. They were the main reason I lost this game. They won outright 6-2 against the Red Sox. They almost maybe lose the under as they had 13 hits. 13 in one game. Now, granted, I thought it was going to be Jose Barrios versus Garrett Crochet. It was not. It was Jose Barrios, but it was against Richard Fitz, who now moves to 0-2 on the season. Richard Fitz went 6 innings and gave up 6 hits and 3 earned. Really not even his fault they lost. The bullpen came in and gave up 7 hits in 3 innings. So that's not very good. Boston minus 130, no bueno. The under 6.5, very bueno. We then had the over 8.5 runs in the Cardinals and the Pirates game. Pirates, they've won back-to-back now as they score 8 runs. That was 8 runs on 10 hits. Cardinals only able to produce 4 runs on 9 hits. Both teams with an error. Over 8.5, bueno. Now we're losers. I have to stop betting AL Central teams. That being said, I'm taking the Twins again tomorrow. We lost both our bets in the Twins and Royals game. We had Twins plus 105 on the money line. That was no good. And the over 8.5 runs, also no good. Twins have 7 hits. They're only able to get across 2 runs. We have to have a talk about how horrible Carlos Correa is. This dude, currently this season, he's batting 125. He is 4 for 32 of the plate. He has 1 more strikeouts than hits. This is Carlos Correa we're talking about. It turns out when he's not cheating, he's dog shit. We then had Red Sox minus 130. Already talked about that one. No matter how I bet Blue Jays games, I simply don't win. I bet them to score, they don't score. I bet them to not score, they put up 6 runs. That's just kind of the way of the road with that team. I hate them. We then had the Cardinals minus 120. Probably stupid of me to back both teams on the back-to-back of a doubleheader, but I did it. Also laying minus 150 total. Whatever. And then we have currently going on D-backs minus 120 on the money line and the over 8.5 runs. At the time of me recording this video, the score is currently 5-1 in the middle of the 5th inning. So it looks like it's going to hit the over at least. Definitely not the money line for the Diamondbacks unless they have a miracle. Zach Eflin going pretty well. 5 innings pitched, only 4 hits. So shout out to him. Not shout out to everybody on the Diamondbacks as they are about to fall to below 500. All right, that is the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game we're looking at, I am taking the Phillies plus 100 on the money line at the 1-8 Braves. That is right, 1-8 Braves laying minus 120 against a team that is 7-2 with Zach Wheeler on the mound. Make that make sense. Also taking the under 7.5 runs. They are a favorite because they do have Chris Sale on the mound. First home start of the year. His previous start, I think he got shelled by the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that really quick, but I'm pretty sure it was a road start at the Dodgers was his first go around this season. Yeah, he went 6 innings against the Dodgers, giving up 3 runs, and that is what he did. So, main reasons I'm taking the Phillies here. 1, the Braves are horrible. You look up and down their lineup, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys batting in the 200s. They don't have a single bat batting above 278. They have 5 guys batting in the 1s. That is Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Brian De La Cruz, Drake Baldwin, and Jared Klenick. How do you have 5 dudes in your starting lineup batting in the 1s? Not to mention Zach Wheeler is their opponent pitcher who's 1-0 on the year with a 1.39 ERA. He's pretty good. Previous game between these two teams. Or is this first game of the series? Hold on, let me double check real quick. Yep, first game of the series here. So should be interesting to see how this one goes. Phillies are coming off the back of... everything's misjambled. Everything's completely... Phillies are coming off the back of a 1-run win against the Dodgers on Sunday. So not a travel spot. They got a day in between. They're the first in the NL East. Their lineup is really good. I mean, look up and down. There's not really a problem in it. The only thing is Brandon Marsh and Max Kepler are kind of struggling. Everybody else is doing pretty good. The Braves suck. Give me the Phillies at plus money and the under, just in case both pitchers do have a very good day. Next game, this line is kind of absurd. The Mets are laying a ridiculous line on the money line. So this is the first time this year I am taking the plus 1.5 option. This thing has moved. Mets are minus 285 on the money line. You can get plus 1.5 for the Marlins at plus 110 currently. Also taking the under of 7.5 runs. Marlins have on the mound Connor Gillespie, who is 0-1 on the season. 3.6 ERA though. He has gone 10 innings total, 10 strikeouts and 4 walks. That's not horrible. They're up against Clay Holmes, who is 0-1 on the season. 9 innings pitched with a 2.89 ERA. He does have a problem with the walks though. So he has 2 more walks than Connor does in the same amount of innings pitched. Marlins coming off of a kind of rough one against the Mets, losing 2-0 in the first game. But that really wasn't the whole scoreboard here. The Marlins had 7 hits. They just couldn't get anyone across. They had 5 hits against Kodai Senga and then 2 against the Mets bullpen. The Mets have been really good to the unders this year. They've played 10 games. Their games have gone under in 8 of them. So we're going to keep that under streak going with these 7.5. They don't even have to win. They just have to keep it within 1 run. Let me get a Marlins 2, Mets 3 final score, and we sweep the board here with this game. Next game we're looking at, I told you I was doing it again. This kind of pains me because I think I'm 0-3 betting for or against the Twins this year. They just keep on putting in my ass. Twins plus 110 on the money line, over 7.5 runs. Twins have Pablo Lopez on the mound, 1-1 on the season, 2.25 ERA. Going up against Cole Reagan's 0-0, 3.6 ERA. Previous game, the Royals won 4-2. If the Twins can figure out their top half of the lineup, they might actually be good. But the problem is they have their 2 best guys on the team not doing shit. Carlos Correa, 125 batting average. Byron Buxton, 212. The Twins' bullpen has been solid enough. The Royals' bullpen's the one you have to be semi-concerned about. They've been giving up a decent amount of runs late in games. I think Lopez is pretty solid to get you 5 or 6 innings, only given to give up 1 or 2. The Twins' backs can come alive. That is what we're going to need. Wasn't really impressed with Cole Reagan's in his first start of the year. Didn't pitch that well against the Tribe. He's holding a 3.6 ERA. Not good enough to get a win yet. I don't think it's going to happen here. Give me the Twins plus 110 on the money line and the over 7.5 runs. Hopefully they can actually hit the baseball. Final game here, we are taking the Reds plus 100 on the money line at the Giants. This doesn't make any sense to me. Nick Lodolo has looked fantastic in his first 2 starts of the year. 1-1 record. It should be 2-0. The Reds just can't score. With a 1.42 ERA. He has 12 2/3 total innings pitched. He has struck out 5. Doesn't have a single walk. Not 1. 0. Going up against the Giants, who are a fraudulent 8-1. Granted, they are currently playing the Reds, so that could move to 9-1 or 8-2. I don't know the result of the previous game. Their pitcher on the mound, Landon Rupp. He is 0-0 on the season, 6.75 ERA. He's pitched 4 innings, somehow struck out 8, but walked 4. So when he's giving up contact, it is hard. And when guys are missing, they're missing bad with 8 Ks. In terms of lineups, obviously the Reds are kind of hit or miss when it comes to how many runs they're actually able to score. They were the first team in like 70 years of baseball to lose 3 games in a row, 1-0. Then all of a sudden they won at the Brewers 11-7. Then they went back to being dog shit, losing 8-2. So currently they are winning. I think they just scored in this ball game. So they're currently winning 2-0 at the Giants. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to take the under again. This could easily be a 1-0 finish. I'll take the plus 100 with the better pitcher on the mound. Even though they are struggling to hit the baseball, they should be able to get some runs off of Landon Rupp. Dude's gone 4 innings. He has 4 walks. That is not going to end well. Give me the Reds plus money. Give me the under 7.5. All right, that is going to do it. Let me get a score update on this Diamondbacks game. Maybe they just scored 1,000,000. Nope, and now the over is looking questionable. We are moving to the middle of the 6th inning. There have still been no runs. It is still 5-1. This could be a bad day for my betting account. All right, hopefully that changes. That's it. I appreciate you all tuning in and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.